Do you feel unsure about what you're doing? Don't have a direction, but know you can be doing better? Makes sense when many modern norms keep you from being your true self. You must make an effort to be your true best self. And you absolutely can. Ladies and gentlemen, how to tap into your true nature. This is the first time watching me. My name is Sam Hardy, and I'm just a young lad in the beginning of his journey of transforming my life, trying to help others as well to live a successful, simple, very fulfilling life. Of how to become your true self, not just authenticity, but really being centered with yourself and being able to perform at your highest level. Getting in touch with my true nature is something I've done relatively recently. I always was a very, very outgoing person, and I still believe that I am. When the time comes, I do love big events and meeting lots of people. I'm a very social person. But what I used to be was somebody that always needed to be with people or to do something, always needing to be busy. And I wasn't sure exactly why, but I would just label it as being very extroverted. Is that I realized as I've just gone through life that I was unable to be my true self. I was unconsciously avoiding that. I believed that it was just the fact that I wanted to always be busy and with people, but it was really just a distraction. So, first thing on how to tap into your true nature is to learn how to be by yourself, and specifically cutting out toxic people from your life, people that you do not want to emulate. That a lot of people are addicted to hanging out because they don't want to be by themselves. Not that they actually want to hang out with people, but it's more that they would rather hang out with people than rather be alone. Not that you have to be rude or have to make like a committed cutoff with people, but spending far less time, or if you truly want to, then completely cutting out people if they're really a problem. A lot of people have friends or people that they hang out with that have many traits, are just people that they don't necessarily want to be like. And that can be tough because you can like them as a person, but you do become like the people you hang around a lot. You're the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. So being choosy with that group is not selfish, and it will benefit you to be choosy with that group. One thing I've really learned recently was how valuable solitude is. Not that you have to be a vampire and not see other people, and you have to actively avoid other people, but seeking out time, just like you do to seek out time to hang out with people, seeking out time to be just by yourself is a very valuable thing. Solitude is really your brain's reset. It's a time where your brain does not have to focus on other people. I think that your brain has to do a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of unconscious things going on when you're with other people. Nobody acts the same when they're by themselves versus other people. So it's a time where your brain can truly relax. So in solitude, you get that recharge of like brain power. It's how you reset yourself emotionally as well. You get, whether you realize it or not, you may not be expressively emotional, but it recharges that energy inside of you. You're more fresh when you have spent time alone. And that's extremely valuable, obviously. And another cool thing about solitude is that's when you get really fantastic ideas and things all of a sudden click with you, is when you're not spending time, your brain's not busy doing other things. You're finally able to just rest and be with yourself. And that not trying to do other things, it's like a supercharge for your brain. Your brain all of a sudden can operate and think of things that are really amazing and things that you may have not been able to think of if you were busy or being with other people. And Your true self is not somebody that you find. It's not a thing that you find, you discover. That's just a thought. And you may have thought that you've become your new self, your transformed, evolved self. And you think of like this image of a new and improved you. But the thing is that you just become, you just are your true self. There is no older you or you in the future. There's no worse you, better you. Once you have become your true self, it is just a state of being. You're not trying to be a new self. You're not trying to be a transformed, transcended self. It's just being. It's not trying, it's just being the person you want through practice and through time. And you truly do find this through solitude. Number 2 is distractions in social media. If you don't make an effort to avoid distractions in social media in these times, you're never going to. So you have to make an effort and be true with yourself and really cut out things that are meaningless, pointless, things that don't add any value. Like if you are creating, producing, that is value. If you are consuming content that is truly beneficial to you, and again, being real, so things like TikTok and pointless short form content, and especially, is the most distracting. Cutting that out, absolutely. There's no point. If it really does not serve you a purpose, it's not benefiting your life, let go of it. There's going to be a bond to it. You're going to miss it, but I promise you it will go, and your life will absolutely improve once you do let it go. And it's impossible to just become your true self when you're always distracted. It's absolutely impossible. Most people don't give your brain a chance to really do anything besides just consume being fed things. You're going to have times where you feel like, oh, there's nothing else to do, or I'm super bored, or I don't feel good. All those times where you just want to reach in your pocket and you want to just distract yourself. Those times are the gold mine. Most people aren't their true selves, aren't high performers, aren't the people they really want to be, because they avoid all the moments that really make you that person. Those moments when you're so bored out of your mind that you feel like you're just being consumed by boredom, or that you just so badly want to do this or that, do some bad habit. Those moments are actually what make you the person that you want to become. Don't avoid the uncomfortable times where you just want to distract yourself. Really lean into that, and I promise you, you will absolutely change for the better. That's what the 99% of people don't do. That's why the 99% of people just stay who they are and they just want to be a person. They can't actually do what they want because they can't lean into what makes you that resistance. That's what actually changes you. Third thing is discipline and delayed gratification. Being able to do things and separate that emotion, realizing the emotion is there, but that is not you, and you don't have to act on that emotion. This is also another part of actually the resistance that actually changes you. Doing the thing, sometimes you want to do it, sometimes you don't, and being able to separate that emotion from it. And if you can just realize this and just follow it without going back, just know, if you can just know that doing the things, regardless of whether you want to do it, doing the good habits, just doing it, even if it feels like it's the last thing on the planet you want to do, just know in the back of your head logically that it will improve your life and it will get easier. It's just like a muscle. You get better at doing that. So the top practices to do for discipline, number 1 is going to the gym, having a structure to follow, whether or not you want to do it specifically that day. Having that structure, and along with, which is the second, I would say they actually go together as most important, which is completely changing your diet. Because working out and changing your diet actually changes your brain, actually changes your body, obviously. Natural things from nature, animal-based foods, but cutting out everything processed, every fast food, all chips, all that garbage, completely cutting it out, working out intensely, consistently. Those things truly change your body and mind the most. Quick plug, if you're interested in optimizing and completely changing your body, your physique, and your health as well, training, diet, and some mental skills as well. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'm going to leave a link in the description for a video describing my coaching. So if you're interested in that, go check it out. Another disciplinary practice that is so beneficial for the mind is meditating. You can look up any video. Meditating is not necessarily a certain thing you have to follow, but taking time to really slow down, meditate on something. Again, you can look up a video on this. You can find many ways to meditate. You can do your own dive on that, but meditating is super helpful. Slow down your day, pause, take time to not think. All your worries, all your mental baggage, put it aside. Just completely let go of all that for a certain amount of time per day. Absolutely will change your life. And discipline is also not doing certain things, like staying consistent with not being on the phone and just sticking to your word and doing the things that you know, like we all know what we should do. Actually sticking to that. Delayed gratification, doing these things, you will feel better after you've done it than you would have if you've never done it. And number 4, lastly, is read books. I used to be a professional book hater. I used to think that it was stupid, and I used to think that it was the most boring thing on the face of the planet. I feel like now I couldn't have been more wrong. When you read books, you learn so much. Reading books that you're actually interested in, things that you actually want to improve in, there's a book, definitely many of them on that subject. So read about the things you're really interested in that you want to improve in. There's always going to be books on something. And it's like your own adventure. You get to choose, even if it's just for entertainment, read. Even if it's just for fun, read. Especially if it's a development book, like a self-improvement book. Somebody that's very likely extremely knowledgeable and experienced, good at what they're writing about. You get that whole person's knowledge. And that's what a book allows you to do. Learn all these things that you would never know if you didn't read. And reading will always keep you ahead of the game. If you read, the more you read, the better you will be in comparison if you didn't read as much. Reading will always keep you ahead. It will always make you stand out. You'll always perform higher than you would if you didn't read every single time. And it's a great way to distract your brain. Diving into a deep book. It's not ruining your brain, rotting your dopamine, being spoon-fed stupid content. It's diving in to something that you enjoy and you kind of just get lost into it. That's a great way to reset your brain or to kind of distract yourself, just to get lost into something. But it's beneficial and it's fun and it has no negative repercussions to it. Tapping into your true nature is not complex. Nothing meaningful is truly complex. Nothing here that I'm saying are things that you've never heard before. I just want to help you guys apply this to yourself and really improve your person. Stay disciplined, stay positive, spend time with the people you want to be around, do the things you know you should. You will have an extremely fulfilling, happy life. Remove all that brain rot, remove all the mental baggage, and just exist, and just enjoy being the person that you are. Once again, if you are interested in my one-on-one coaching, I'll leave a video in the description. But either way, have an absolutely blessed day. And I'll see you guys on the next one.